John Deere, the $34 billion giant of the U.S. farming world, is facing a massive upheaval, and it's shaking the entire agricultural industry. With falling crop prices, huge layoffs, and a sharp drop in equipment demand, the future of farming is being redefined right before our eyes. Farmers are feeling the squeeze, investors are on edge, and even the green giant is struggling to navigate these uncharted waters. So, what's behind all this turmoil? How is global competition rewriting the rules of farming? And most importantly, what does it mean for you? The industry at a crossroads, John Deere, has been the heart and soul of American farming for decades. Its iconic green tractors and cutting-edge machinery symbolize reliability and innovation. But recently, the foundation of this agricultural giant has been shaken. With equipment demand plummeting, John Deere has had to cut back production and lay off workers, signs of a deeper crisis gripping the farming industry. Farming, once seen as a stable and growing sector, is now at the mercy of a perfect storm: falling crop prices, shrinking profits, and rising operational costs. Farmers are bearing the brunt of this pressure, but the shockwaves are hitting the entire industry. As demand for equipment dries up, manufacturers like John Deere face tough choices, slowing production and letting go of employees. Unfortunately, these necessary moves only add to the growing uncertainty about the future of American agriculture. Falling crop prices, a crisis for farmers. To understand why farming equipment demand is crashing, we need to look at the root problem: the sharp drop in crop prices. Over the past 2 years, prices for staples like corn, soybeans, and wheat have taken a nosedive. Corn prices are down 37% since 2022, soybeans by 24%, and wheat by 35%. For farmers, these aren't just numbers, they're life-changing losses. Lower crop prices mean less revenue, and that makes it hard to cover costs. Big-ticket purchases like new tractors or harvesters, sometimes costing tens of thousands of dollars, become impossible for many, especially for small family-run farms already operating on razor-thin margins. Instead, farmers are left with no choice but to stick with their aging equipment, patching it up, and hoping it holds out. It's a short-term fix, but it comes with its own set of headaches. Global overproduction and market shifts. How did we go from worrying about food shortages to dealing with an oversupply crisis? It's a mix of technological advances, global competition, and shifting market dynamics. For years, experts said that a growing global population, especially in places like China, would drive demand for food and agricultural products. Farmers and companies ramped up production in response, leading to a massive surge in output. But instead of a long-term boom, we're now facing an oversupply problem. Take China, for example. Once seen as a major importer of food, they've made huge strides in self-sufficiency. Thanks to investments in advanced farming tech, irrigation, and efficiency, China now meets much of its food demand domestically. This has cut their reliance on imports and added to the global glut of crops like corn and soybeans. Rising operational costs. While crop prices are falling, the cost of running a farm is skyrocketing. Fertilizer prices, which spiked during the pandemic, are still high because of supply chain disruptions and trade tensions. Diesel fuel, a must-have for farm equipment, has also seen unpredictable price swings. For farmers, especially small-scale operators, these rising costs make turning a profit feel impossible. The impact on small farmers. Small farmers, the backbone of American agriculture, are under immense pressure. Falling crop prices, higher costs, and limited resources have created a storm that's pushing many to the brink. Unlike big agribusinesses that can weather these ups and downs, small farmers often don't have the financial safety net to survive. As a result, they're making heartbreaking decisions, skipping equipment upgrades, repairing outdated machinery, or selling off parts of their land. The emotional toll is overwhelming, with more and more multi-generational farms being sold off, farms that have been in families for decades. John Deere's dilemma. Even John Deere, the farming industry's titan, isn't immune. The company, long seen as unshakable, has reported declining sales and been forced to cut jobs and scale back production. With fewer farmers able to buy new equipment, John Deere's revenue has taken a hit. And those layoffs? They're devastating local communities that rely on the company for jobs and economic stability. A global puzzle. Farming isn't just local, it's global. Interconnected markets dictate crop prices and equipment demand. Countries like China, once a bright spot for American agriculture, are now leaning on their own resources. Chinese manufacturers are even producing affordable, reliable machinery, reducing their need for imports from companies like John Deere. A call for solutions. The challenges in agriculture today are complex, but solutions are within reach. Farmers and manufacturers alike must adjust to a new reality where stability isn't a given. Small and mid-sized farms are especially hard hit since they don't have the scale to absorb rising costs. For them, every dollar spent on fertilizer or diesel is a dollar that can't go toward critical needs like maintaining equipment or paying off debt. These tough financial realities force difficult choices, delaying purchases, scaling back operations, or taking on more debt just to get by. The ripple effects go beyond the farms themselves. Manufacturers like John Deere are grappling with higher production costs while facing reduced demand. It's a tough balance, staying profitable while keeping equipment affordable for farmers. The rising costs are squeezing both sides of the equation, the farmers and the manufacturers. It's clear the industry needs innovative solutions to cut expenses and boost efficiency, or the entire sector risks stagnation. The promise of precision agriculture. Can technology save farming from collapse? Could precision agriculture be the game changer the farming industry desperately needs? With shrinking margins and rising costs, this tech-forward approach offers a glimmer of hope. Precision agriculture uses tools like GPS, sensors, and data analytics to optimize farming processes, from planting to harvesting. By making smarter, data-driven decisions, farmers can save time, cut costs, and use resources more efficiently. Picture this. A farmer uses a drone to survey their fields. The drone maps soil quality, moisture levels, and crop health, pinpointing exactly where water, fertilizer, or pesticides are needed. This level of precision boosts yields, reduces waste, and even minimizes environmental impact. And it doesn't stop there. Automation is another key player in precision agriculture. Autonomous tractors and robotic harvesters can handle labor-intensive tasks with minimal human input. These machines, powered by advanced software, can work 24/7, an invaluable asset during labor shortages or peak seasons. By helping farmers do more with less, precision agriculture paves the way for a sustainable and profitable future. Sustainability meets profitability. Can going green be the secret to success? Sustainable farming isn't just a buzzword, it's becoming a necessity. Climate change, environmental degradation, and stricter regulations on emissions, water use, and land management are forcing farmers to rethink their practices. The good news? Sustainability and profitability can go hand in hand. Take John Deere's new focus on hybrid and electric tractors. These machines cut down on carbon emissions without sacrificing performance. Hybrid models combine smaller diesel engines with electric motors to reduce fuel consumption, while fully electric tractors eliminate emissions altogether, a win-win for environmentally conscious farmers. But sustainability isn't just about equipment. Practices like cover cropping, reduced tillage, and rotational grazing improve soil health while lowering environmental impact. These methods not only help the planet, but also boost long-term productivity by preserving the land's fertility. By adopting greener practices, farmers can align environmental responsibility with economic success. Automation, the future of farming. Imagine farms that practically run themselves. Automation isn't science fiction anymore. It's here. From robotic tractors to AI-powered harvesters, autonomous technology is revolutionizing agriculture. These machines handle everything from plowing to planting and harvesting, all guided by cutting-edge software and sensors. The benefits are clear. Automation slashes labor costs, one of the biggest expenses in farming. Skilled labor is hard to find, especially during busy seasons, but autonomous machines can work around the clock without needing breaks or overtime pay. The downside? These machines come with hefty price tags. While large farms can afford to invest in automation, smaller farms often can't. This creates a growing gap in the industry, where tech-savvy operations pull ahead, leaving smaller players behind. Closing this gap is essential to ensure everyone benefits from these advancements. Reimagining farming for a new era. Farming is at a turning point. Rising costs, falling crop prices, and global competition have made one thing clear. The old ways of doing things just won't cut it anymore. To stay afloat and succeed, Farmers need to adapt. One promising strategy is diversification. Instead of sticking to staples like corn, wheat, and soybeans, many farmers are exploring specialty crops, organic farming, or agroforestry. These options often offer higher profit margins and improve soil health and biodiversity. Cooperatives are also gaining traction. By pooling resources, farmers can access advanced machinery, share knowledge, and reduce costs. Working together strengthens their resilience and helps overcome financial challenges. Governments have a critical role to play too. Policies that support farmers, like incentives for sustainable practices, fair trade agreements, and subsidies for small and mid-sized farms, are crucial. Without these measures, the divide between large agribusinesses and family-run farms will only widen.